What is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the featured player coming to NBA 2K23 tomorrow, and that is going to be Zion Williamson. Now, similar to what Steph Curry was, this might be a concept that we see for the foreseeable future. Now, what is that concept? Well, it's to give the highlight of the set, or the best player in the set, multiple cards. So we got Pink Diamond Zion, and Amethyst Zion. Now, first question is there going to be a big difference between the cards? Well, it's going to be a decent difference, similar to Steph Curry, but I don't think it's probably going to be that big, you know, between the Pink Diamond and Amethyst, maybe like a -8, -10 in some categories that do matter. But the real thing to note here is how good I think Zion Williamson is going to be. Now, as we dive into this today a little bit further, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure you smash that subscribe button as we're on the road towards 110,000 subscribers. So the first question is going to be, well, Ty, how is Zion Williamson's release? And I'm gonna go in here specifically and shoot around with Zion for this video and so you guys get an accurate representation. But the first thing I want to say is the Sapphire Zion is not that bad. And when I say that, it's like a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but he's really not that bad. And honestly, Zion's release isn't even that bad. Is it good? No. But there's not that many good releases early on in my team, and I think Zion's release, look, it's pretty rough. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat things. But is it quicker than a guy like Carlosstory? I think it is. And so for Zion, I get if you guys don't like his release and those types of things. But we got to talk about his player model. We got to talk about his speed. And we got to talk about this fits what the current kind of era of my team is. Now, Pink Diamond Zion, what you're going to probably see is like a 90-plus driving dunk, a 90 or so speed, the ability to handle the ball, maybe like an 80-ish three ball. I mean, I expect him to be pretty good. Now, the problem with Zion is going to be on the defensive end of the court in general. I expect low 80s at some of the stats to upper 70s. You know, interior perimeter probably not going to be too great. What's going to make Zion special is right now the game of my team, it's mash, okay? It's dunk. Not that many people are three-hunting. Not that many people are dribbling. And so with that being said, I feel like Zion fits kind of that scheme, fits that narrative. Now, here's my perspective, okay? Why would you run a 6'6" Zion when this guy is in the game? Now, obviously, Blake, I think, is going to be better than Zion. But let's talk about an evoed up Banchero. I mean, how much better can Zion Williamson be than Banchero? He can be better, and I need you guys to understand that. Yes, he can be better. But he's not going to be taller. He's not going to have a better player model. He's not going to have a better player build. And so that's the problem I see with Zion. Now, I get it, right? If you want Zion, he's probably the bigger name. He's probably going to be that little bit better. But I personally believe that there's a limit to how good this Zion Williamson can truly be. And you can say, Amy better have a 73. Troydan's excited. But for me, look, Zion's release is not going to be great. And I'm just not sure about him. The one thing I will give Zion early on in my team is that he fits kind of the meta of my team right now. He does. The only thing that scares me is that he's a power forward at 6'6". I just don't know how great of a rebounder you can be at 6'6". A lot of people have said it, and I'll expand on it. Height matters so much right now in my team. I mean, it's such a big difference. Like, the difference in height between Banchero and Zion Williamson is basically the height difference between Banchero and a guy like Rudy Gobert. So it can't be understated. I mean, Gobert absolutely mashes guys like Blake, like Banchero. And the same thing might happen to Zion just because he's undersized. So that's kind of the hard, I say he fits, you know, the scheme or what my team is right now. But the hard part comes with his height, right? I mean, him only being 6'6" does hurt the card in general. It hurts kind of his value, hurts his kind of ceiling for the card. And so for me, am I going to buy Zion? Any version of him? If I do, it's going to be the Amethyst version, or if I do, it's going to be to really grind XP. That's going to be my main reason for grinding anything to do with Zion. Anything outside of that, I just think it's really hard to find a reason to really buy Zion, right? When we got Blake and Boncaro both in the game literally earlier this week, who I personally think is going to be nearly just as good as Zion, I have a hard time seeing Zion outdo them. Now, the price of Boncaro Blake might go down because of Zion, but I definitely think I'd rather have Blake Griffin than a guy like Zion Williamson. And just know that Pink Diamond Zion is going to be really expensive because his name is Zion Williamson. Like, he could be horrible in my team. Like, he could legitimately come out and we look at his stats tomorrow and they're going to be bad. They're not. Okay, I expect Pink Diamond Zion to be really good stat and badge-wise. But again, for me, I think his price is still going to be high because he's Zion Williamson. Again, if he was a small forward, I'd be really high on the card, actually. Like, if he was able to play that small forward position, I'd be really high because he'd probably be a decent defender. Not great, but decent defender. And his ability to attack the rim would definitely be there. I have a problem with him being 6'6". I think that is going to be an issue. Masher, bully, that's true. Way more useful than Vince? Wrong. I mean, way more useful than Vince is just simply wrong. But the bully badge is important, and that's something Zion Williamson is going to have. I feel like, again, a lot of people are just going to hype him up because of his player model, because he's Zion Williamson. And yes, the Hall of Fame bully is important. But we also got to talk about how he's going to be 6'6". He's going to be very limited on the defensive end of the court if they make the card anything realistic. And because of those two things, I just think it's going to be hard-pressed to find the reason to spend the MT on him. Now, if he's anything like Steph Curry, here's what you're going to see as far as the differences between, the diamond and like the pink diamond. Because, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of the similar concept where, yes, the pink diamond is better, but it's just barely, right? You're going to see just barely better than him. And same thing with badges. He's not that much better. And then when you go from the diamond to amethyst, I 100% agree that there's a difference in the cards, especially between the diamond and amethyst. But it's not like you can't run the amethyst. I mean, the amethyst is still going to be just fine. And I expect similar things with Zion Williamson. So for me, Vince Carter's definitely the highlight of the set, okay? And that's my opinion. I know that Zion's going to be the featured player. Zion's going to be the quote-unquote hype beast. But for me, I'd rather have Vince Carter. I think Vince Carter is going to be the better player. He has a perfect release. Dunking-wise, he's going to be solid, and defensively, he's just an all-around package. Now, if they make Zion Williamson right, if they give him an 80-plus 3-ball, 80 or 90 speed, 86 lateral quickness, 85-plus interior perimeter, good rebounder, then maybe you start making the case for Zion Williamson to make squads. And I'm not saying he can't. If they give him the right stats, the right badges, and if he doesn't get mashed, sure, I'll give Zion that ability. Offensively speaking, going to be one of the best power forwards in the entire game. I just think the true problem with Zion Williamson is going to strictly be on that defensive end of the court. I want to know your thoughts on the new featured player, Zion Williamson, down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.